Good afternoon, traders. It's 5:39, November 18th, Wednesday, and I took my last trade of the day, really right around 4 o'clock, but I had a meeting going on in the background, and it just ended recently, so that's why I'm getting to the video now. And it was a green trade. I made 22 cents on it. Whoop-de-doo, big deal, right? But you have to keep in mind that I'm just collecting data for this strategy, and this is actually a good win because I was trading with about $15. So it's about 1.5%, a little less than 1.5%. Anytime I can get a 1% return on a scalp, that's a win because, I'm in and out of the trade really quickly, and, 1% is great. I mean, most CDs right now are below 1%, and that's a year of your money sitting in the bank. So if I can get 1% on a trade each time on average, then I'm happy. So earlier I got one that was like 10%. So anyway, let's get to the trade. I don't have it on video because again I was in a Zoom meeting, but it was Inpx. It was the top gainer or the second from the top gainer. I remember the top gainer had, it was outside of my price range or something. So I had the after hours top gainer list up, and then I organize it by volume because you need volume. Otherwise, you could be getting something that just popped up on 10 shares, and now you buy it and there's no one to sell to. So it was, let's see, where is it right now? It's number 8 right now, but it was number 2 or 3 at the time. And it was in my price range, so I pulled it up on the trade screen. And this candle was forming, right? So I was kind of distracted because I had the meeting in the background, so I didn't really get to carefully look the stock through. But I noticed that, okay, it looks like it was coming out of a consolidation period here at the end of the day. And then all of a sudden, this volume's pouring in. You can see the volume was kind of light toward the end of the day, and then you get this volume coming in the aftermarket, so that's always a good sign, and it's trending up, right? And one of my strategies is if I can get in before the second candle or before the third candle finishes forming, then I could take a chance in getting in on the upside, right? And this candle looks huge, but it's not. It's really only a 5-cent move, so it's not like crazy overextended at that point. So I actually got in, this thing just opened, and I think, when I opened it up, it was over here, and it just kind of kept on, moving up steadily. So I kind of got in right at the end and anticipating that it was going to continue that move, and I got filled right at 115 at 4:02 and 54 seconds. So that's still on this candle. Remember, whatever you see minute-wise here, you have to go up one candle because this candle starts forming at 4:02 and finishes at 4:03. So that's where we are here. And so I'm in there. And what happens is I'm being distracted by the meeting, not the ideal situation to trade with, but I'm only trading with 8% of my trading accounts, and I got a 5-cent stop loss. So even if something goes wrong or whatever, I'm not going to take a big hit. But anyway, what happens is that the price kind of stayed right around my entry for a long time, and then it finally moved up a couple of cents. It actually went up to 118, and since it was taking so long to move, I thought, and I'm distracted by the meeting, let me go ahead and get half out here and lock in some profit. So I did that. I got filled at 117. But still, it was 6 shares, so that's like 12 cents. Again, keep in mind the total trade size is about $15, so I'm already close to the 1% return there. And the stock continued to really slowly kind of creep up, and maybe with a little bit of bouncing. And again, I'm distracted by the meeting and all that, so I don't really want to, hang out too long in this trade. So I take some more off, half again at 119, and that was 3 shares, and that's what, a 4-cent move. So another 12 cents minus the fees for selling. And then I guess it popped up, I think, to about that 120 level and started to come back down, and I sold again at 118 and decided, okay, this is, I'm comfortable with holding 2 shares until either the stock continues to rise or it comes back down to my entry. And actually, I think I'm trying to think now what my plan was, once this candle closed, I was going to sell when the bottom of this candle broke. And I can't remember now if I tried to do that or I was distracted, but my ultimate sell at that point, when I think I was debating that for some reason. But anyway, I guess because it can't, this candle was at 117, and I figured, well, it could come down to my entry and then bounce back up. So that was my plan. But if it actually hit my entry on the exact price, then I was committed to selling out. And this candle was moving down pretty rapidly, so as soon as it hit my entry price, I got out. And you could see that was a good idea, because right away I would have been red in the next candle. So anyway, the total win on that was just 22 cents, but it was a $15 trade, so that's almost 1.5%. I had a 10% trade earlier today, so overall it's a good day, $1.25, and I traded with about roughly $40 to $45 today, and I made $1.25 off of that, so that's pretty good. Anyway, and I'm still working I made some dumb trades earlier this week. If you didn't watch my other videos, anytime I put one of these losing trades in yellow, that means that I didn't trade to my plan, or I did something stupid that was against my plan or against my strategy. And that's what happened there. This one was within my strategy, but I realized later something that I needed to add to my plan to avoid this trade. So it was basically a volume issue that I didn't realize, until after the fact, that the volume was really low on that candle. So that's when I decided, whenever I take an aftermarket trade, I want to see around 10,000 shares being traded on a 1-minute candle. And you can see here we had 36,000 shares traded. So anyway, that's it for my trades for today. I hope you guys learned something, and I hope these videos helped. They definitely helped me. So please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night.